Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and we're once again taking a look at the map of the non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores, and this map has been updated as of Sunday, May 23rd, 2021, with the closure of the Costa Mesa Kmart announced. Now, beforehand, I did have a previous video talking about the non-liquidating stores. However, this video is actually going to be replacing the current video that is up there. So this video is going to go over all of the non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores as of Sunday, May 23rd, 2021. So before we take a look at the map of the non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores, it's important to take a look at the list of the non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores as of, and I got to fix that date. Here we go. Sunday, May 23rd, 2021. And I'm just going to go ahead and quickly Command-C that, and then quickly Command-V it. That way, you guys will be able to see it is official. And this is the non-liquidating Sears and Kmart list and video, of course, as of Sunday, May 23rd, 2021. That is, once again, the last time this map was updated. So we have 20 Kmarts, 28 Sears stores, which is a total of 48 non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. Now, the Brooklyn Kmart is not a Kmart as it is a department within the Sears store, and it has an hourly waged person. Hence, it is not a full-line Kmart store. So that is not a full-line Kmart store because it's within a Sears store. So we are down to 20 Kmarts, 28 Sears stores, a total of just under 50, which is now 48, non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So the Kmart stores are the Kmart store in Guam, the Kmart store in Freedom, California, the Kmart store in Grass Valley, California, the Kmart store in South Lake Tahoe, California, so 3 Kmarts in California, and the Kmart store in Guam. In the state of Florida, we have the Kmart store in Key West, Florida, the last one in the Key West region of Florida, and the Kmart store in Miami, Florida. In the state of Michigan, we have the Kmart store in Marshall, Michigan. In the wonderful state of Montana, we have the Kmart store in Hamilton, Montana. In my home state of New Jersey, we have the Kmart store in Avenel, New Jersey, which is located in Middlesex County, New Jersey, just north of the Woodbridge Center Mall in Avenel, New Jersey, and the Kmart store in Westwood, New Jersey, which is located in Bergen County, New Jersey, which is, as an interesting fact, that Kmart store in Westwood, New Jersey is required to be closed on Sundays because of the Bergen County Blue Laws that prevents all non-essential retailers from operating on Sunday. This does exclude other entertainment purposes which are allowed to operate in Bergen County on Sundays. It's just retail cannot operate on Sundays. So this is the only Kmart out of the list that only operates 6 days a week, while the rest of the Kmarts operate 7 days a week. So, moving on. The Kmart store in Bridgehampton, New York is the last Kmart store on Long Island, with Hamilton, Montana and Marshall, Michigan being the last ones in their states. The Kmart store in the Bronx, New York at Buccaneer Boulevard is one of the last 2-level ones in the New York City borough. The Kmart store in the Bronx, New York at Bay Plaza Shopping Center is the only 1-level Kmart in the Bronx. The Kmart store in New York City, New York at Astor Place is the last Kmart in Manhattan, as the Kmart store at Penn Station, right in Midtown Manhattan in New York City, New York, closed at the height of COVID, which was back in April of 2020. The Kmart store in White Plains, New York is the last Kmart in New York State to have a Little Caesars restaurant. So, yeah. And also, if I didn't note too, the Buccaneer Boulevard Kmart also has a Little Caesars. The only Kmart within the New York City borough to have a Little Caesars, while the Kmart in White Plains, New York is the only Kmart in the Hudson Valley to have a Little Caesars inside the Kmart. Also, it's the last Kmart in the Hudson Valley. So, the Kmart store in Hato, Puerto Rico is the last Kmart store in Puerto Rico. There's 2 Kmarts in St. Croix, Virgin Islands. The Kmart store at St. Croix, Virgin Islands is located at Sunshine Mall, and the other Kmart store in the St. Croix, Virgin Islands is located at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center. Meanwhile, in the St. Thomas Virgin Islands, United States, one is located at St. Thomas Virgin Islands at the Tutu Park Mall, and the other St. Thomas Virgin Islands store is located at the Lockhart Gardens Shopping Center. Now, those are 20 Kmart stores. So as we move on to Sears. So in California, it has the most Sears stores, with them being 5, the most out of the rest of the states. Sears still has locations. I'll just call them Sears and Roebuck anyway. The Sears and Roebuck store in Burbank, California. The Sears store in Downey, California. Yeah, I'll just call them Sears. You know what? Just call them Sears anyway. The Sears store in Burbank, California. The Sears store in Downey, California. The Sears store in Pasadena, California. The Sears store in Stockton, California. The Sears store in Whittier, California. And it's approximately 5. As we move along to the East Coast, there are 4 Sears stores still in Florida, which include the Sears store in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The Sears store in Miami, Florida. The Sears store in Orlando, Florida at the Florida Mall. And the Sears store in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Meanwhile, as we move back to the Pacific Ocean, we still have the Sears store in Kauai, Hawaii. In the state of Illinois, where Hoffman Estates is, the Sears store in Schaumburg, Illinois, is considered the flagship, as Sears is based Sears Holdings is based in Illinois. And in the wonderful state of Massachusetts, Sears Braintree, Massachusetts, is the last Sears branded store in the New England area and in the state of Massachusetts. The Sears store in Westland, Michigan, is the last Sears stores. Westland, Michigan is the last Sears store within the wonderful state of Michigan. The Sears store at Jersey City at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey is the last Sears store within the state of New Jersey. If we go across the border to New York State, Brooklyn, New York is a freestanding Sears. Again, it does have a Kmart within the Sears store, but the Kmart does not count, so it is 20 Kmarts instead of it being 21 Kmart stores. The Sears store in Massapequa, New York at the Sunrise Mall, New York is the last Sears store on Long Island, as the Green Acres one did close recently on Sunday, April 18th, 2021. The Sears store in Newburgh, New York is the last Sears store in the Hudson Valley region of New York State, and that is a 1-floor Sears, by the way, not a 2-level one. The Sears store in Greensboro, North Carolina, and the Sears in Raleigh, North Carolina, which is the state capital of North Carolina, by the way. We also have 3 Sears stores still left in Pennsylvania, include the Sears store in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the Colonial Park Mall, and then the Sears store in Media, Pennsylvania, which used to be some other mall. I don't remember the name of it, and the Sears store at the Willow Grove Park Mall in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. In Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico is the only Sears store left in the territory, or state rather, of Puerto Rico. El Paso, Texas, Sears is the last Sears store in the state of Texas. And finally, the Sears stores in Tuckahoe, Washington, and Westfield South Center in Washington State, and Union Gap, Washington at the Sun Mall in Union Gap, Washington are the only 2 Sears stores left in the state of Washington. So, now that we've gone through the entire list of the Sears and Kmart stores, you guys are about to see where all these stores are geographically located on the map. And I do have this non-liquidating Sears and Kmart map. This was updated a couple days ago, so you guys are going to get to see all of the Sears stores and the Kmart stores on the map. This map was created by Dead and Dying Retail. So, as we move to the Guam territory of the United States, this is a territory of the United States. You can reach this, but it does take a very long time to fly. This is the Kmart. This is located in Guam, in Tom Mining, Guam. I don't know the name. I probably pronounced that wrong, so once again, I do apologize. But that is the only Kmart store that is west in Guam. It actually is even further than, it's actually pretty close to Australia, believe it or not, which is interesting. So yeah, that's the Kmart in Guam. As we move along east of the Pacific Ocean, we will hit the Kalilu, Hawaii Sears. This is at the, I don't know what the name of this mall is. This is at the Queen Kalamu Center, which has a Sears, a Macy's, and a Claire's, probably a JCPenney that used to be here. But that Sears is the last one in the state of Hawaii. And then as we move along to the west coast of the United States, we first are going to hit Washington State. And we're going to hit that Sears store in, Tuckahoe, and this is the Sears store at the Westfield South Center. I believe this is the only Westfield mall to have a Sears. This is at Westfield South Center, which is located just outside of Seattle, Washington. It's owned by the Westfield Group. And the other Sears store in the wonderful state of Washington is located in Union Gap, Washington, which is literally not basically very far away from Seattle. And this, you know what? Before we actually proceed with this video, I actually do want to. I went a little too fast, so I do apologize. But let's go ahead and take a view of that Sears store. Yeah, there's a Cheesecake Factory here. That's a Sears store at Westfield South Center. Very nice mall, by the way. It has a bunch of great-looking stores, even still as a Sears, which is very rare to find at an A mall these days. I think that's the last one at an A mall, believe it or not, although there's probably one in California that's at an A mall. So the Sears in Union Gap, Washington, that is located at the Valley Mall, which is located in Union Gap, Washington. And then as we move along, we'll move along quickly to the wonderful state of Montana, which is the Kmart store in Hamilton, Montana. And what makes this Kmart special and unique is it has the old retro Kmart logo, basically being a tourist attraction for this wonderful little town of Montana. And you can see exactly what I mean in this picture here. Very nice Kmart logo that was never updated. It'll be sad, though, when that store does eventually close, but hopefully it won't be anytime soon, although... given their really, it's getting really bad at Sears and Kmart, that store's days are sadly numbered at this point. As we move along down the west coast of the United States, Oregon no longer has a single Sears or Kmart. We move to the wonderful state of California. The Kmart store, which is located in Grass Valley, California. This is at the, I don't know what is the name. It's in Grass Valley, California. It is at the McKnight Crossing Shopping Center, which is in Grass Valley, California. It's one of 3 Kmarts left in the wonderful state of California. And then as we move a little bit east in California, we hit the South Lake Tahoe California Kmart, which is just outside of Carson City, Nevada. And this particular Kmart, this is located at the South Y Center. And you can see it has the big Kmart logo on it. So it's not rumored to close yet, but who knows? There could very well be an announcement about this Kmart sooner than later. So let's keep moving along here as we are just, basically just taking a look at all the Kmarts and stuff. We'll hit the wonderful city of San Francisco, and there is one Sears store just outside of San Francisco. This is the Sears store in Concord, California, and this is located at the Sunny Valley Shopping Center. And I believe, I think this mall also has a JCPenney, or it could just be Macy's. They might still have a JCPenney. Oh, yeah, this mall. This is one of the few malls that still has a Macy's, a Sears, and a JCPenney. Very hard to come by nowadays. So the Sears in Concord, California, that is one of 5 left in the state of California at the Sun Valley Shopping Center, which is just outside of San Francisco, California. It's a little bit outside of San Francisco, California, but it's still within driving distance of San Francisco, California. The next closest Sears is located in Stockton, California, and this particular Sears is located at the Webstertown Mall in Stockton, California. And what's interesting? There's a mall across the street, which is the Sherwood Shopping Mall. 2 malls literally right across the street from each other. You would think they would have connected these malls, but nope. It's 2 separate malls, which to me is just very interesting that they would do that in Stockton, California. So, anyways, so moving on, we'll move down a little bit along the Pacific coast of California, and we will hit the 3rd Kmart store. This is located in Freedom, California. This particular Kmart store is located at, doesn't have a name for this shopping center. It's in Freedom, California, though. I don't know the name of this shopping center. If anybody could tell me in the comments section below what the name of this shopping center is, please let me know in the comments section below. It might not even be a shopping center, but it kind of is. But if anybody knows the shopping center that the Freedom, California Kmart is in, please let me know in the comments section below of this video. So that's 2 Sears stores, and there are also a few other. Is there actually 6 in California? Oh, yeah, there is 6. Which one am I missing? Hold on 1 second, guys. I must be missing one. Hold on. Sorry, I don't mean to do this in the middle of a video, but I might actually be missing one. Oh, yeah, I'm missing Concord. Okay, I forgot. Yeah, so then so my apologies, there are actually 6 Sears in California, because that would make sense, because 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay, so my apologies, guys. There's actually 6 Sears stores still left in California. But if we get to the greater Los Angeles area, you'll notice something missing. Something big is missing. That's right, they finally updated the map, and the Kmart in Costa Mesa, California is out, which basically means after that Kmart closes this upcoming Sunday, there will no longer be a single Kmart left in the greater Los Angeles area. So in the meantime, let's get back to the video and let's keep going over the rest of the stores, shall we? So the Sears store in Burbank, California is at the Burbank Town Center. This is an outdoor mall, and this is one of 4 Sears stores that are left in the greater Los Angeles area. Oh, that's great. The S is out. That's just great. I believe this is an outdoor mall, or it could be an indoor mall. Again, I don't really know. I know in California they try to do outdoor malls, but I don't know at this point. So anyways, moving along a little bit east in Los Angeles, we hit the Sears store in Pasadena, California. And this is a freestanding Sears, something very rare for 2021. And it is a 3-level, that's right, a 3-level freestanding store, something extremely rare in 2021. So that is the Sears store in Pasadena, California. And the one that we just looked at previously was located in Burbank, California. So moving south of Los Angeles, we will hit the Sears store in Downey, California. Again, this is another Sears store, and this is attached to the Stonewood Center, which has a Sears, a Macy's, a JCPenney, and a Kohl's. Oh wow, all 4 in one center. This is the sorry about that, guys. This is the Sears store in Downey, California. So yeah. Anyways, moving on to the next Sears store. And this is the Sears store that is located in Whittier, California, and this is located at the Whitwood Town Center. Whitwood Town Center. See if you can say that 3 times fast. But it is a freestanding Sears, and not only does this mall have a freestanding Sears, but this mall also has a freestanding JCPenney, which is very rare to come by nowadays. But it's both a Sears and a JCPenney in a freestanding center. So yes, the Costa Mesa, California Kmart will be no more after this Sunday. So as we have taken a look at all the Kmarts and Sears across the west coast of California, as well as the Sears stores up in Washington State and the Kmart in Hamilton, Montana, it's time to move a little bit east in the United States to our next Sears store. And this is the only Sears store left in the entire big state of Texas, as Mesquite, Texas did close Sunday, April 18th, 2021. The Sears store in El Paso, Texas, which is just near the United States-Mexico border, is the only Sears left in Texas. And the reason that this is at the Cilio Vista Shopping Center, the reason for this Sears staying open, this is in El Paso, Texas, is because of the success of Sears Mexico, which is not owned by Eddie Lampert, by the way. That is why the Sears in El Paso, Texas, actually does very well. So this Sears in El Paso, Texas, is the only one left in the state of Texas. And one of the only few left in the South, too. So if you live in El Paso, Texas, consider yourselves lucky. You're the last Sears store in the state of Texas. Okay, so we're going to move on now. We're going to keep moving on a little bit. So we're actually going to go... how do I want to do this? Well, we have to go... Okay, let's go here, because this is the next closest one, and then we'll shift south, and then we'll shift up north again. Okay, so we're looking at now the state of Illinois. This is the Sears store at the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois. And what's interesting is this mall has never had any anchor casualties, well, of course, until Lord & Taylor went. So this Sears store in Schaumburg, Illinois is the last Sears store in the state of Illinois, basically where Sears has been headquartered for many years. This is it. After this Sears store closes in the state of Illinois, there will be no more Sears stores within the state of Illinois, and that will be a very sad day, given 2 factors, of course. Number one, Chicago, Illinois is where Sears was founded. Number 2, it's where Hoffman State's headquarters is, which from what I hear, the word is corporate actually sends stuff to be liquidated at this store, which to me is very interesting. And basically Sears is just desperate for cash at this point, but that's all Eddie Lampert for sure. So anyways, moving on from that Sears store at the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois, we move on to the state of Michigan, which is just across Lake Michigan, which actually does surround the great city of Chicago. We move on to the Kmart store in Marshall, Michigan. This is the last Kmart store within the wonderful state of Michigan, and this is located at the Marshall Plaza Shopping Center, located in Marshall, Michigan. Now, an interesting fact, unfortunately, is the Little Caesars. That's right, the Little Caesars Pizzeria, where you could get a pizza within 5 minutes, the guy that says pizza, pizza, actually closed inside this Kmart very recently. So something tells me that this Kmart is now on shaky ground, given that the Little Caesars restaurant has officially closed inside the Marshall, Michigan Kmart at the Marshall Plaza in Marshall, Michigan. So, moving a little bit east in the wonderful state of Michigan, we get to the greater Detroit area, and the Sears in Westland, Michigan, at the Westland Shopping Center, is the last Sears store within the state of Michigan, with the old blue Sears label, by the way. So, moving on to the rest of the wonderfulness. So, as we do that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit this too, but we're going to start off with the area over here. So let's start off with the Virgin Islands, and we'll make our way up north, the East Coast and the Atlantic Ocean. So let's start off with the two Sears stores on the let's start there. On the St. Croix Virgin Islands. First of all, this Kmart store is located at the Sunshine Shopping Center, which is located in St. Croix Virgin Islands. It's one of two Kmart stores on the St. Croix Virgin Islands territory of the United States. The other Kmart on the St. Croix Virgin Islands, this is located at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center. And this is the other one in St. Croix. Yep, Sunny Isle Shopping Center. This is where that Kmart is located. And both actually, interestingly enough, have both Kmarts have a Little Caesars. Which amazes me that they both have a Little Caesars. And this is located at the Sunny Valley Sunshine Shopping Center. So, moving on from those two Kmarts on the Virgin Islands, we go a little bit north to the St. Thomas Virgin Islands, which is a United States territory as well. The first one, this is the first Kmart that we're going to take a look at. This is located at the Lockhart Gardens Shopping Center, and there it is, Lockhart Gardens Shopping Center. And that's the Kmart right there. And then the other Kmart, which is also located, which is just a few miles east on the St. Thomas Virgin Island territory of the United States, which, by the way, does have an Office Max. This Kmart is located at the Tutu Park Mall on the St. Thomas Virgin Islands. And then we move west to Puerto Rico, and then this is the last Sears and Kmart, both within a close proximity of each other. This Sears store is located at the tower at the Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And then just across the street, we have another multi-level Kmart store, and this is located at Plaza Rio Honda de Diego. Plaza Rio, rather. That is the name, or no. Sorry, my mistake. This is located at the Plaza Las Americas. This Kmart is also in Puerto Rico as well. So moving along now, we get to the wonderful states. This is just north of Puerto Rico, by the way. Just north, we're going to be hitting the wonderful state of Florida. And the first Kmart we see, the only Kmart left in the Key West, is Marathon and Key Largo, are both now gone. We first hit the Kmart store. This is one of two left in the state of Florida. And this is at the Key Plaza Shopping Center, located in Key West, Florida. And there it is. Okay, so moving along, we'll go a little bit north. Go a little bit north in the Key West region. We then next hit the Kmart in Miami, Florida. That, by the way, is the Kmart in Miami and Key West are the only two Kmarts left in Florida. And the Kmart in Miami, Florida, that is located at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center, which also has a Marshalls in it as well. Something rare to find, but who knows? Somebody might buy the Kmart in Miami, Florida as well. Okay, so moving along, we'll be getting to now the east coast of Florida. We have the Sears store in Miami, Florida. This, I believe, is located at the... Oh, no, this is just the freestanding Sears in Miami, Florida. It looks like it's a couple levels, too. So, very cool-looking Sears. No plaza. It's just a freestanding Sears. And I believe the last freestanding Sears in the state of Florida. I believe the rest of them are connected to malls. Okay, so as we go along the east coast of Florida, we hit the Sears store in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And this Sears store is... Oh, no, I'm sorry. So there's two freestanding ones left. not that are not connected to malls in Florida. This is located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Again, I don't know the name of it. Doesn't really give a name of this shopping plaza, which doesn't really help. But that's okay. We can work with that. But this is the Sears store in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And then the final one that is on the Atlantic coastline of Florida is located in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, which is just a little bit of a drive. Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. And this is located at the Gardens Mall, which is a really upscale mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Again, this is one of 3 Sears stores left in the, I'm sorry, one of 4 Sears stores left in the state of Florida. I keep thinking it's 3. My apologies, guys. So, as we move on to that, the only other Sears store left in Florida is at the Orlando Mall in Orlando, Florida, and that's just a little bit northwest of, what's it called? And there's none in Tampa anymore. Northwest of the East coastline of Florida, the Miami coastline and all those other cities. And then this is the other Sears store, and this is located at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. Only one left in Orlando, by the way. This is the only Sears store left in Orlando. There's not many more. There used to be a couple, but it's just down to the Florida Mall at this point. Okay, so moving along to the wonderful state of North Carolina, we have the Sears store in Greensboro, North Carolina. And this is located at another shopping center. This is located in Greensboro, North Carolina. It is a freestanding remodeled Sears, so it will not be closing anytime soon. But that could very well change. The name of this shopping center. What is the name of this shopping center? Does not give a name. It's just a free... Okay. Yeah, I don't know the name of the shopping center in Greensboro, North Carolina. Again, someone can tell me in the comment section below of what the name of the shopping center is. Okay, so moving along in the wonderful state of North Carolina, we have the Sears store in Raleigh, North Carolina. And this Sears store is at the Triangle Town Center, the last Sears store in Raleigh, North Carolina. And by the way, Raleigh, North Carolina is the state capital of the state of North Carolina. All right, so moving on from the Triangle Town Center Sears in Raleigh, North Carolina. We will then hit, Virginia no longer has any Sears stores, so the next closest Sears store after that one in Raleigh, North Carolina, is the Sears store in Frederick, Maryland. This is the last full-line Sears store in the state of Maryland, and this is located at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland, and this I believe is a one-level Sears. This is the only Sears left in the state of Maryland. All right, so moving on. The next Sears store that we will be hitting as we go a little bit north, as we start to turn a little bit northeast, is the Sears store in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and this one is at the Colonial Park Mall in Colonial Park, Pennsylvania. It used to have a Bon-Ton, has a Sears and a Boscov's. This is at the Colonial Park Mall, by the way. And this is a basic one-level Sears. From what I've been hearing, they've downsized this store significantly, so it's not as big as it used to be. At least in the retail area of the store. They may have turned some of the back of it into the stockroom. Okay, so we're moving a little bit now southeast to then jump right back up northeast. So we have the Sears store in Media, Pennsylvania, and this was the old Granite Run Mall back in the day. It has since been knocked down. The Sears still remains, as well as the Boscov's, but the Boscov's will definitely outlast the Sears at this point. It amazes me that this store is still open, but this store is definitely been getting neglected, so it could very well be making a closing list down the road. So this is the Sears store in Media, Pennsylvania. So by the way, there's no more Kmart's in Pennsylvania, if I didn't make that note before, same for North Carolina. But there are still 3 Sears stores left in the state of Pennsylvania. This is one of the Media, Pennsylvania, that used to be at the Granite Run Mall. So moving along a little bit north, we will hit the Sears store at the Willow Grove Park Mall in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, which its anchor lineup is a Sears, Macy's, and a Bloomingdale's. One of the 2 Bloomingdale's stores in Pennsylvania, the other one being at the King of Prussia Mall. And this Sears store, too, has been downsized also significantly. They don't use the 3rd floor anymore, and I believe the 2nd floor is closed, so they only use 1 floor, I believe, for retail sales. Does not surprise me. This store could very well be on a list very soon. Notice too, it's a lot of the stores that have been renovated, but I'm sure they're looking to get rid of some more stores down the road. Again, we just don't know when the next closing list is going to be released. Okay, so we're moving on here. We're moving on to my wonderful home state of New Jersey, which does border Pennsylvania, by the way. As you go up north on Interstate 95, we first hit the Kmart store in Avenel, New Jersey, which is just north of the Woodbridge Center Mall, which if you can look geographically on a map, you could see I'm basically correct. It's just north of the Woodbridge Center Mall. And this is the Kmart store in Avenel, New Jersey. This is located at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey. This is one of two Kmarts left in the state of New Jersey, by the way. It also used to have a 24, but that's sadly closed due to COVID-19. And then, of course, we go a little bit more north on the I-95 and Northeast Corridor of the United States. We then next hit the Sears store at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey. This is the last Sears store within the state of New Jersey, and I have just learned recently that they have actually closed off mall access on the second level, so you absolutely have to enter the Sears store on the first level. I guess that's Sears just trying to cut some costs, but that's the Sears' wonderful budget, let's just say. As you go across into Manhattan, we hit the Kmart store in Astor Place, the last two-level Kmart in Manhattan, as the Kmart store in Penn Station did close due to COVID-19. I'm sorry, not due to COVID-19. Closed before, but it was announced before COVID-19 hit the United States and closed when COVID-19 was peaking in the northeast region of the United States. So as we go a little bit south, we hit the Sears store in the Flatbush neighborhood of Brooklyn. This is a freestanding Sears in Brooklyn that has a Kmart department inside of it. There is a Kmart on the lower level, but it does not. Again, the Kmart inside the Sears Brooklyn freestanding does not count as a single Kmart, as it is a paid hourly manager that only manages that particular Kmart, so it does not count as a Kmart. I don't care what anybody says. It is not a Kmart. Period. The end. So, moving on, we'll go to now Long Island. This is the Sears store at the Sunrise Mall. It used to be called Westfield Sunrise, recently changed ownership, and now Urban Edge owns this mall. Same people who own Bergentown Center in Paramus, New Jersey, and the Waynetown Center in Wayne, New Jersey. This is the Sears store in Massapequa, New York, and this is the last Sears store on Long Island. And yes, I've been to this one before as well. Right, I went in 2017, right when JCPenney was closing, to ride their elevator. So moving along the south shore of Long Island, we hit the Kmart store in Bridgehampton, New York. And this is at the, what is the name of this center? Bridgehampton Commons. This is the Kmart at the Bridgehampton Commons in Bridgehampton, New York. Again, I could very well see Target easily picking this up if they were really interested in being in the shopping center down the road, of course. Not anytime soon. But this is the last Kmart store on Long Island. Bridgehampton is it. There will be no more Kmarts on Long Island once Bridgehampton announces that it's closing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead now and boomerang back west, because we still have to talk about a bunch of these Kmarts. So this is the Kmart, the two-level Kmart on Bruckineer Boulevard, and this is one of two Kmarts in New York State to still have a Little Caesars restaurant. No Kmarts in New Jersey have a Little Caesars restaurant, but the Kmart store in the Bronx, is two-level one, which is at Bruckineer Boulevard in the Bronx, New York, does indeed, and in fact, still have a Little Caesars Pizzeria restaurant, which is just fast casual. You can just pick up your pizza and leave. So moving a little bit north, we will next hit the Kmart store at the Bay Plaza Shopping Center, which is just near the mall at Bay Plaza. And this is at the Bay Plaza Shopping Center in the Bronx. And this also actually so then there's three Little Caesars. There's two Little Caesars restaurants, and the two Kmarts in the Bronx and White Plains. Okay, so that actually makes sense. Okay, and this is at the Bay Plaza Shopping Center, Kmart in the Bronx. You guys basically get the idea. So before we venture a little bit more west, or at least more north, because we still have to hit a couple of other things, we'll go here first. Okay, so this is the other Kmart store in New Jersey. This is in Westwood, New Jersey. Now, a couple interesting facts. Number one, this is at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center. That's number one. Number two, this Kmart in particular only operates 6 days a week, not 7 days a week like the rest of the Kmarts. This is one out of the 20 that only operates 6 days a week because of the thing which I've mentioned before in the video called the Bergen County Blue Laws. Now, the Bergen County Blue Laws prevents all non-essential retailers from operating on Sundays. Now, there are some exceptions. Paramus is a lot more stricter with their blue laws, but outside of Paramus, there's some restrictions that are loosened. But, excuse me, anything that is non-essential retail, that includes clothing, electronics, anything that is like you wear, you are not allowed to sell that in Bergen County, New Jersey on a Sunday. So, hence, this is why this particular Kmart at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey must be closed on Sundays because of the Bergen County blue laws. That prevents all non-essential retailers from operating on Sundays. So, moving on to the rest of our stores, because we still have a lot more to go through. This is the Kmart store in White Plains, New York. This is the last Kmart store in White Plains, New York. Again, I don't know the name of this shopping center, unfortunately, and this is one of the last 3 Kmarts that also had a Little Caesars. This Kmart has a very, very similar facade to the Kmart store in the former Kmart store that was in West Orange, New Jersey, which is now a vaccination center. This Kmart store in White Plains, New York, also like the West Orange one, was a Caldor store back in the day. Which this became a Kmart, I believe, in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so moving on, we'll go a little bit upstate New York, near the New York Stewart International Airport. This is the Sears store at the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York. And yeah, this is the last Sears store in the Hudson Valley region in New York State. It's a one-level Sears store, no elevator. All right, and finally, the last Sears store on the map of the non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores as of Sunday, May 23rd, 2021, is the Sears store in Braintree, Massachusetts at the South Shore Plaza. This is the last Sears store in the New England region of the United States, as well as the last Sears store within the greater Boston area and the state of Massachusetts as a whole, because this is it after this one does close, the Braintree, Massachusetts Sears, after that one closes, so... Anyways, all right, so guys, that is every single non-liquidating Sears and Kmart store as of Sunday, May 23rd, 2021. This map was updated yesterday. I just did not get around to doing it until today. But that is it, guys. That is all of the non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores as of Sunday, May 23rd, 2021. So... anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and what are your thoughts? Please make sure to leave in the comments section below. So, anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video, and that will be it.